Home is where the heart is.
But what if your heart,
along with the rest of your body,
is now in Finland, a country with one of the highest prices in Europe?
What if you traveled half across the globe to start your masters in Turku?
But before solving the greatest quest of humanity,
you have to solve the quest of getting your apartment furnished.
New Home Turku is a project in which Turku international students and alumni furnish first Turku homes for newly admitted international UTI students and give new homes to second-hand furniture. Most student accommodation in Turku goes without furniture, so every summer we receive loads of questions from newcoming students asking how to handle furnishing of the whole apartment in a foreign country on a student budget. And this is what New Home Turku is about. For this project, we invited new international UTI students moving into IS student housing to submit an application to get a chance to win the full furnishing of their first Turku home done in line with their own furnishing wish board. For this unique opportunity, we asked the students to record a short self-introduction video, write a motivation statement, and create a wish board illustrating how they want their Turku home to look like. We received a total of 49 applications and chose 2 winners based on the strength of the motivation statement, creativity of the self-introduction, and quality of the wish board.
We then had a Zoom call with the 2 winners to toss a lottery coin and decide who will get the apartment furnished for 250 euros and who gets the furniture for only 100 euros.
Heads.
Okay, Rita heads. So, Tanek,
I'll go with the tails. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. This goes for tails. So this means that, so Tanek, that's you are getting the bigger budget, and Rita, you are getting a bit smaller budget.
In less than 3 weeks before the arrival of the girls, we had to get the keys from their empty apartments, find furniture in line with their style of the wish boards, get it delivered, assembled and arranged in the rooms. And all of it for only 100 and 250 euros per apartment.
That's the crazy part.
In the 2 parts of the video series, we are going to share the process of furnishing student apartments in Turku, share our relocation experiences and life hacks of living in a more sustainable way, and of course, we will welcome Tanek and Rita and see their reactions to the results of our furnishing efforts.
Our journey starts at TYS office, where we are going to pick up the keys for Rita's and Tanek's apartments. If you arrive in Turku outside TYS working hours, you can pick up your keys from the locker. Once we picked up the keys, we went to see the apartments for the first time. The previous tenant left Tanek's apartment quite clean and we were happy with that, but when we arrived to Rita's room, we were quite surprised because the previous tenants haven't moved out yet. Although new tenants can move in at noon on the first day of the month, the previous tenant has the right to move out till the evening of the same day. So it's safer to move in on the second day of the month to ensure that there is no one anymore in your new apartment. But before rushing to find the furniture, I decided to get some expert advice on moving into IS and meet Naomi, a former international UTI student.
Welcome to my place. And especially in my bedroom, we are 2 living in this flat, and it's the kind of flat that are normally for couples, but you can decide to make this room a living room or a bedroom. That's why we added the isolating curtains, so we each of us have a room. We have a lot of recycled objects because in the student village it's very nice. In May it's a bit the harvest season. With all the Erasmus students living, they leave a lot of objects. So for instance, I got this shelf like 2 months ago. Okay. And I had very nice friends to hold it with me. Okay. So what we did is that we brought it in front of the house, and every time you pick up stuff from outside, be really careful to disinfect it. The other bedroom, we have a TV, also found it outside. You really need to check around every day. In the May, June, a lot of people are moving out and they cannot bring some objects in their home country. So, actually, good tip, there are a lot of Facebook groups with donation, flea market, etc. You can even find stuff for free. You need to be so fast, that's the crazy part, but we bought the washing machine from Facebook, and you always need to check it beforehand, like maybe test it with the owner to be sure that it works. Usually we have a bike and we put stuff on it. The other good thing is that in the student village there are objects that you can book from the association of the student village. So for instance, I forgot the name. In French it's called the devil. It's this long object with wheels.
The carrier.
Yeah, the carrier. Yeah. So you can book one for free from the student village if you have heavy objects to move. So that's really nice. Yeah, that's really practical. Yeah. I think it's really that we are on the ground floor, so as you said before, it's very practical to move in stuff. And also that we have the garden, so during summer it's very nice. During winter you're not doing much with the garden, but summer really cool to be able to go outside. Yeah, I work from home. I'm working on a creative project, so I need to be at home. I try to change a bit space, but since I'm lucky enough to have the garden, I can take my breaks outside, so that's really nice. These are seeds that I brought from my house in France. Yeah, and I grew them. So yeah, we are super lucky to have the garden, and I planted a lot of seeds from France. I'm really a TUS professional, let's say, because I lived in 3 different flats in TUS. I did 2 Erasmus exchanges here. So the first year I lived for a semester in the 12 people flat. Each of us have a bedroom and bathroom, and then the shared kitchen. So every time I loved it, honestly. Yeah. Depends on the people you're living with, because sometimes if your roommates are not careful with cleaning, it becomes a nightmare. But I think agree with your roommates when you move in with them that okay, let's set some rules for the kitchen, for the common areas. This flat we put all the furniture ourselves that we found or that we bought. On the other hand, when I lived in the 12 people flat, it was furnished with really basic objects, so bed, chairs, table, and a few shelves. And you have so many options to have stuff for very cheap. I think you just need to keep an open eye and maybe trying a bit to recycle. How can you clean something so it looks better? It's another company that is employed by TYS, and they clean the Erasmus flats in. So every year I go and I ask them, do you have some leftovers that I can bring home? A bit weird to me. I think it's super cool with technology that you can program a key to open certain doors but not others. This was so practical. We're really lucky in Turku to have, especially during the last years, a very strong immigrant community that is very welcoming and creative. Czech associations like International Women, Working Women of Finland, Turku Together, Kazviskeidas, the restaurant that is organizing a lot of activities in English and for everyone, and I think this is really cool. We have people who are very committed socially, politically, and very welcoming, yeah.
Inspired by the chat with Naomi, we finally started looking for the furniture. First thing first, for a student apartment is of course a bed. And the fastest and easiest way is to find it via TYS student chats on Telegram and WhatsApp, TYS groups on Facebook, or online marketplaces. The best case scenario is if you find someone selling a bed in TYS, and then you can arrange to pick it up on the same day as you arrive in Turku.
We weren't that lucky, so we had to go to online marketplaces, and this is actually a great way to learn Finnish as well.
So we are here today with Hanne, who is a native Finnish speaker and is going to help us learn some vocabulary that is essential for talking about buying things secondhand in Finland. So Hanne, I have many questions for you, but first of all, can you tell a bit about how you arrived to Turku and how was your process moving in your first Turku home?
I moved here 5 years ago, and the first apartment I lived in was a shared flat. So I had 2 roommates, and it was good. My room was good, my roommates were nice. And then I moved into a bigger apartment, and now I live in another one.
Okay.
And all with TUS, yeah.
Yeah, and the first one, this room, did you have some furniture in? Or did you
there was like some kind of like like table and this, but nothing really. I had to like bring my own bed and stuff. It wasn't like furnished.
Did your parents or family, like friends, help you?
Yeah, my mom and her friend.
Okay.
Yeah, drove 500 kilometers across Finland. So.
Yeah. So do you remember like moving into IS? Was there something that was kind of different from your life in like Finnish home with your family?
Well, obviously, like before, I lived in a detached house. Like my whole life, I lived in a detached house, so it was a bit different to live in a apartment building, and I didn't know anything about like the picking up like rental living at all. So I was kind of confused with like, okay, when do I pick up the keys and what do I need and.
What about living with other people? Like, did you do some like duty list? Who does work about the kitchen?
Well, this was like COVID times, so we do. Not a lot of my roommates were home at times, but we did like arrange. What is it like common cleaning duties? So like if you use the kitchen, obviously clean up after yourself. And like some basic like bathroom. We had like one bathroom, like actual bathroom, and one with only like a toilet. So we like arranged. So okay, you will clean that bathroom, and I'll take care of this one and all that. So
okay, that sounds
some rules were we did put down some rules.
And about the common area, so is it furnished by TYS or is it also like by the apartment?
I mean, at least we had a table there. But if we wanted to bring in more furniture, then we would have to get it ourselves. But I think the shared flats have like table, like this big dining table.
And then the cupboards, all the like oven, cooker. So
an oven and dishwashing area and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay, well then let's move on to the list of the questions I have here. So these are very basic questions that I think everybody needs when they want to buy something, especially to buy it online from some marketplaces where you can find secondhand things, or maybe on Facebook or anywhere else. So the first question would be, so is it still available?
Is it still available? Onko tämä yhä vapaana? Maybe it would be like the really proper way Finnish.
Yeah, so vapaa is like free. Yeah, so we basically so is it free?
Yeah.
Okay, I think on Facebook also, like when I use this like set phrase, they have something about saatavilla. So
saatavilla. So that's like available. Yeah. But I would I think the more natural way would be saying onko tämä yhä vapaana.
Okay.
But do not confuse, because in English vapaa is free, but it's also like in Finnish it can be also like free of cost, ilmainen.
Okay.
So do not confuse that.
All right. So when we ask vapaana,
vapaana,
so that would be like available for sale, and then if we want to ask is it for free, so then we ask
onko tämä ilmainen?
Ilmainen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Is this free? Yeah. it's a bit confusing.
All right. So if you know it is available now, so I want to ask about the location of the thing.
Yeah.
So how do we ask where is it? Where can I pick it up?
Missä tämä sijaitsee? Maybe would be like että missä tämä on? Mistä voin hakea? Where can I pick it up from?
Okay.
Mistä voin hakea sen?
Many options.
Yeah, there's too many options.
Okay, so what about the time and day? Like how can I ask the person what is the best time, what is the best day for you?
Milloin sopisi noutaa se? Tai
or
tämä?
Sopi, that's I think the word that comes a lot. Yes, like does it work for you? Yes.
It's sopi is like literally it means fit. But in this case it would be like what time works for you, so you can just ask like milloin sopisi noutaa se tai milloin sopii tulla noutamaan. When can I pick it up?
Okay, so that sounds good.
Yeah.
Then if you want some more details about the object, for example, I'm buying a table and I want to know, can I disassemble it? So can I take it like in parts?
Actually, wait a minute. I think you would ask saako sen osiin? Yeah, saako sen osiin?
Okay.
So can you put it in parts?
So would it mean that the person would do it, or just like in theory that it's
like in general that saako sen osiin? That's like kind of like a very vague way. If you ask, you can ask like that. Voitko laittaa sen osiin? That would be like, could you deassemble it? But I think the better way would be to ask saako sen osiin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So then, if we want to ask a bit about the price, if that's negotiable,
Yeah.
so is there a way to do that?
Well, you can ask like sopisiko X euroa.
So like we have to sell the price, like how much we want to reduce the price. Yeah.
Or you can just ask like saisiko tämän halvemmalla tai so can I get it for cheaper? Tai that's a bit rude actually. Let's not do that. But you can also like ask like voiko hinnasta vielä neuvotella. Neuvotella. That wasn't the word. Okay. Voiko hinnasta neuvotella? So can we kinda discuss the price again? Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So we know the address. We know what time we can pick up. If I have some time, like that, I want to come, for example, at 3 o'clock. So how can I ask this? Like, can I come at 3?
Sopiiko kello 15? If you like use the written form in Finnish, we usually use like from 12 p.m. onwards. We usually use 13, 12, 13, etc. If you want to, you can ask like, would 15 o'clock be, this is like a literal translation, would 15 o'clock be okay? Sopiiko kello 15?
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I want to add the day, like 15 on Monday, so then...
Yeah, you can say, käykö maanantaina kello 15?
So the day of the week goes first and then the time.
Yeah, well, käykö kello 15? It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't really change the way is it fluent or not, because you can kind of switch it up.
Okay, yeah, so well then how can we, like if the person offers something like the time or the place or whatever and we agree, so there is a word jo, is there any way to say it's like some other way to agree? Well, naturally maybe?
I mean jo is like the most natural way you can agree. You can say like joo, nähdään silloin, see you then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kyllä, does it work? Or kyllä?
Kyllä, yeah, also kyllä works.
Okay.
So anything like kind of like agreeing. So you can also like we use if somebody sopii verbi is oh my god, the verb sopii is a pretty good verb, a verb and a word to use, because you can also, if somebody says okay, että käykö kello 15, so does 3 o'clock work for you, you can just say sopii.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, then a question I always have when I put something in the Google Translate and I put it like, could you please, blah, blah, blah. Google Translate never translates it into like a word, a polite word. So how do you make a question polite? Is it like kiitos?
Yeah, you can add kiitos at the end of a sentence. But in Finnish, I think like the would or could or should, we have this, this is a grammatical thing. So we have this conditional form of a verb. So we add like isi, isi to an end of a word. So for example, the verb sopii, you can say sopisi. So it's kind of like, would it work?
So it's kind of politer.
Right? Yeah, the isi is kind of like a more more polite way, I think. But yeah, I think at least I would use the conditional. I don't know if it's English. In English, it's conditional, but yeah. So
it sounds like a would,
grammatical.
Could form,
yeah, would, could,
form.
should. So we call it a conditional form.
Okay, yeah. So and if we want to ask politely, could you possibly deliver it, and how much would it cost? So what would be the question?
You could ask, voisitko tuoda sen ja paljonko se maksaisi? So could you bring it and how much would it cost? You could also say, onnistuuko kuljetus? So would well, it technically is like, could you bring it? But it's kind of like more of a, you don't directly ask the person like, can you bring it? It's more like, well, is there a possibility it could be like delivered?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That sounds very good. Okay, yes, well, and then so we arranged a meeting. Hopefully, we are coming for this perfect bed for our apartment. And so, what happens like when I arrive and I text the person? I think in Finnish culture, at least I noticed that they tell the number of the house, but normally they don't tell the apartment. So they ask you to text them. So that's so that they come down to give you something. So how do I tell the person? So I'm here. I'm waiting for you.
Olen täällä. Or on täällä.
Yeah, on täällä. Okay.
Yeah. On täällä is like the spoken Finnish version. Yeah.
Okay. So and if I'm going to be a bit late, so how do I tell? Sorry, I'm going to be 5 minutes late.
You can say that sorry, just like the Finnish sorry. So sorry, olen hiukan myöhässä. I'm a bit late.
So not taxi.
Huh?
And taxi doesn't work. Like in this, so anteeksi, like
anteeksi also works. Yeah,
okay.
Anteeksi or sorry. So I think pahoittelut would be like my apologies. So it would be a bit too formal. But anteeksi or sorry, and I'm a bit late. Olen hiukan myöhässä. And then you can. I think it's in Finland. It's polite to tell like the approximate. So you could say olen siellä noin 5 minuutin päästä. I'll be there in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Well, and then we have a little brief of must-have objects, and we need to know them in Finnish as well. So how do we ask? So what is bed?
Sänky.
Sänky. If we have a double bed.
Parisänky.
Parisänky. Okay. Children's bed. Is there?
Lasten sänky.
Lasten. Okay.
That's a direct translation.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it a lot, so I think that works definitely. So mattress.
Patja.
Patja. Okay. Office chair.
Toimistotuoli.
Tuoli, and then so tuoli.
Or tuoli, yeah.
Just the general one.
Yeah.
Okay, so desk lamp.
Pöytälamppu.
Good.
So you mean the one that you have, the smaller ones?
Yeah.
Okay, pöytälamppu, yeah.
And then so for the ceiling?
Kattolamppu.
Good. So well, just a couple of them. So kettle, like electric kettle.
Vedenkeitin. You mean like the thing you heat up water with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, vedenkeitin.
Good. Okay. And maybe also like the curtains.
Verhot.
Verhot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great list of new Finnish words to learn. And you guys, if you learn this word, so I think you are going to use them during your first week in Finland quite a lot. Yeah. So, Hanne, thank you a lot.
Thank you.
And thank you for helping with the bed today.
No problem. It was fun.
If you don't want to pay for the delivery, you can find some bed that is already dismantled or can be disassembled and carried by bus. This bed was a giveaway, which was perfect for our €100 budget furnishing for Rita.
Hi there, my name is Rida and I am from Pakistan. So I've just graduated with a bachelor's in psychology and will be starting my master's from the University of Turku in public mental health.
In Rita's wishboard, the furniture is very basic, but the atmosphere and the cozy vibe are created by the textiles, lights and the photographs. So I was really happy when we found this very basic bed that Rita will be able to decorate further with any textiles of her choice. Although I had to do a double trip, first for the bed and then for the mattress, it was absolutely worth it considering how lightweight, compact and good for a student apartment this bed is. Getting furniture by bus is an experience that you probably want to have only once in your lifetime. That's why to get the rest of the furniture we went to Igatori. To make the trip fun and choosing the furniture easier, I was joined by Joy.
First day at Igatori and we are trying to find a bed in the table for Canek.
Merhabalar, hello from Turkey. My name is Shana Kamara, I am a Gambian. The Gambia is a small country in the west of Africa. I'm currently living in Turkey. I was studying biomedical engineering. I recently graduated. I'll be studying materials engineering at the University of Turku.
I love the functionality and minimalism of Chanek's switchboard and that she gave a very clear priority list for things she needs, and this list aligns well with what is possible to fit in a student apartment. We have the budget of 250 for the whole furnishing, so that's why it's going to be tight, but hopefully it's going to work. So let's see how it goes. Green color is often the color of hope, but not in Igatori. Here this is a color of sold items. Our first attempt with Ikatori wasn't too successful. We didn't find any bed at all. That's why we are trying the second one.
Well, we found one bed, but it was a bit too small. But
yeah, and that
it's
was
kind of
probably
hard.
the only bed there left. So hope we have more luck here. Let's see.
Although Ikatori is a great place to find some vintage pieces, and I would say it's not only a second-hand shop, it's actual museum. At the same time, be ready that in August it's high season and it's really hard to find some functional stuff like beds and tables.
Demonstrate the size of it.
Yeah, like it's quite...
That's not too bad.
Something that you can always find in Ikatori is high quality plates, cups and dishes for very affordable prices. So we got these 2 mugs for 10x room for only €1. Luckily, Ikatori is not the only second-hand shop in Turku. You can, for example, go to Länsikeskus, which is just a shopping area with lots of shopping malls, most of which have some types of second-hand shops inside.
So we are enjoying a little rain break, and so far I'm with 2 international students here, and they're going to help me today find some cool stuff for the apartment. We have a very limited budget, as you know, but hopefully
It's gonna work out.
yeah, and we are using this very sustainable ways of traveling today, so only bikes, and it's like only 4 kilometers away, is it? Do you have any idea? Yeah, about 4, so let's see how it goes.
In Finland, there is a popular type of second-hand shops called kirppis, where people can rent a section and display anything they have for sale.
Yeah, it was 20%. I see
That was 3 seconds in the rain, and we need to go here. Okay. This is pretty much how it looks like on weekends, so everything is empty. That's why if you want to get something good, come during the week.
Red Cross is another great place to visit if you just moved to Finland and need to buy everything from shoes and clothes to homeware and dishes. As we got dry after the rain, I asked the guys to share their experience moving to Turku.
I arrived in like 26th of August. I stayed one day in Vantaa, and then so my friend was doing research here, so she I could use her apartment like for a few days. So I was a bit lucky. But then when I got my apartment, it was unfurnished, so I had to get everything. So I got from Tori, I got from Ekotori also. Yeah, and yeah, basically those 2 places. Oh yeah, also from the TOS like
Telegram?
the Telegram group from like purchasing stuff. So yeah, I was living in an air mattress. Yeah, basically in the beginning. Then I was from IKEA also. I also got some stuff from there. Yeah, and yeah, I mean I got a bed, so I assembled it like in 2 weeks or something. Yeah, and it was very slow. Like you could see the whole progression of like having nothing and just assembling stuff, and it's pretty cool.
The first time when I arrived to Turku, I already bought a bed because I already knew about this chats, 2S chat. So I bought a bed straight away, and of course my apartment, my small box is like fully unfurnished. So I wanted to make sure that I will have at least something, so I got the bed, yeah. But I didn't have a toolbox, and I couldn't assemble it first day.
That's a good tip. So did you buy some tools or did you borrow?
I asked the guy who sold me the bed to help me to assemble it, and we assembled it together, and then I had the bed on the first day.
All right.
Yeah, but of course, apart from that, I didn't have anything, and then I started to like gain some things, and I need to note that. Actually, my cousin lives in Helsinki, so I already like had some contacts here as well, and she actually gave out so many like stuff, and I had something already, and she helped me to move it here on the car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this as well, but the rest of the stuff like kitchen stuff, like table, everything, either through TOS chats or through like just by knowing some people and just borrowing and yeah, like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I also got some furniture because people left in the lobby, like in the first floor. Most of my furniture came from like random like disposal places in my building. So yeah, that's also a thing. And they were like in pretty good state, so you can also get it from there.
No.
Yeah, we also got these tips from some other two students as well.
Okay.
The windows are weird for me, I guess.
Windows.
Yeah,
they're double windows, like there are no double windows where I come from, so it's like, okay, how do I open this? So I didn't know you had to like put this different handle.
Yeah, or this type of windows that go like this. And what else? Sauna in the building, very nice.
Especially in the winter, I was going like twice a week, almost like every week was quite a lot. It was a bit of culture shock because there were like some group sauna sessions, so you go there and you just like talk to people. It's an interesting thing, but yeah.
Was it nude sessions?
Definitely.
As we didn't find any beds in the second-hand stores, I had to go online and found this bed for 40 euros including delivery, mattress and mattress topper. I kept on checking TYS chats and at some point got a good offer for a table and a desk lamp that fit well the style and budget of Frida's room. The same student was also selling a very nice swivel chair and a kettle, which we took for Chanek's room, and about the same time on TYS Facebook group there was a good offer for a table with 2 stools just 50 meters away from Chanek's room. That week we also got a giveaway microwave. Having all the luck of the world that day, I also stumbled upon a student restaurant giving away some dishes, and although we bought plates by that time, I picked up a vase and a couple of saucers for the girls. Now that the essential furniture was found, it was high time to get the textiles. When planning the budget for the project, we agreed that curtains will count towards the furnishing budget, but we will get a set of basic bedding for both girls on top of the allocated budget, as it is not exactly furniture. I really wanted to get those cozy orange curtains for Ida and nice blue ones for Chanek. And if blue color is quite popular in Finland, orange curtains are really hard to find, so if you love bright colors, make sure to probably take something with you or you will have to order online. Choosing decor felt nice, but we still didn't have all the furniture we needed.
One way to save money on Ikatori delivery is to do it with your friends, so you get things delivered to one address and then you get things together to the second room. And this is exactly what we are doing today with Dmitry.
As you remember from our first visit to Ikatori, second-hand furniture shopping in August can be quite challenging as things get sold so fast, and the only things that stay for longer often require some fixing and maybe repainting. As there were no good offers in the student village chat groups at the moment, I had to return to Ikatori and somewhat lower our expectations. But the good thing about such slightly damaged pieces is that you can often get them at lower prices. This way we found a really scratched but quite sturdy and functional study table for only 10 euros, and I thought that it matches Chanek's minimalistic style quite well, if only we managed to make it look nice again. Paying the full delivery fee for only one table is not something we can afford. That's why we managed to find also a floor and desk lamps for Chanek and a multi-purpose little metal table for her, whose almost identical twin costs 700 euros in line. And for Rida, we found a small dining table, a really compact and functional chest of drawers with 3 mysterious holes on top, which we will hopefully be able to hide, and a desperately looking but such a charming rotund armchair. As of 2024, Ikatori has a student discount of 20% for the furniture and the delivery service, but keep in mind that the delivery time can take around a week. Bringing the table into Chanek's room, we had some doubts as for how to squeeze things in, but that's coming in part 2 of this video. In the meantime, I asked Dmitry about his experience moving to Turku.
I think I made a mistake and I arrived, well, not too late, but I arrived, I think, one day before the orientation. So technically the day following the day when I arrived was the first orientation day. So I slept on my blankets for around a week, I think. And yeah, the first thing I got was the bed. And I think, yeah, I got it on like Facebook Market from some person, and but they were very nice and they delivered it to me. So that was very nice. And then I think I just started gradually like accumulating some stuff. So I bought a table that I liked very much from IKEA. And then I went to Ekotori and I bought some like shelves there. Well, actually it was like do you know, like this kind of a weaving table, I think, like for like children, but I used it as shelves for almost a year. But yeah, so then it just gradually accumulated more and more stuff. But the first thing was bed. We just agreed with the person that they would bring it to me, and also it happened that they had a van, so it wasn't a big issue for them. But yeah, I think sometimes people cannot really get it delivered to them from the seller, so I guess you would need to maybe find a friend who has a car, or, well, with the bed I guess it would need to be a van, not just a car, or actually, yeah, maybe hire some moving or like some people who could help you with that. But yeah, in my case I was quite lucky. Yeah, I already was kind of filtering through all the ads and choosing the ones where it clearly stated that it would be delivered. But a year from that time I changed a bed to another one. So, yeah, because I think the one that I bought wasn't really the best for me, because, well, it was one of the older ones, so the mattress was kind of like low quality, and then also it was a bit too wide for me, so it was maybe 120 by 200, and then I switched to 90 by 200 because, well, I'm okay with a bit narrower bed. You need the space. So I think 5 years ago, because it's technically the first time I arrived here because it wasn't my student exchange. I think the surprising part for me was that student housing is not kind of monitored in any way, because I'm used to this kind of system that when you live in a student dorm, even though I haven't lived in one, but I had a lot of friends who lived, you have some kind of, like, I don't know what the name of the person is, the concierge or something, like a person who's technically sitting on the first floor and checking that like no rules are violated and no one comes, like no person who doesn't live there comes to the place kind of registered. So I think it was very liberating and very new to me that there was no such strict control. Of course, it doesn't mean that you can't violate rules, but yeah, it's much nicer to live, you know, technically in an apartment and not in this kind of student dorm when you're constantly looked at and you're constantly monitored by some kind of person from above. So yeah, I think it was that. And then when I came here to my place, because it's a different place from the one where I lived 5 years ago. So the thing that surprised me is quite a minor thing, but it was still surprising to me, was that actually two things. One thing was that the entrance is on the outside, so you need to, like, there is a staircase, and there are like 3 floors, and you can access each of the apartments without actually entering the building. So you enter the building when you enter the apartment already. And the second thing was that even though there are like these kind of holes in the doors for mail, there is also a separate kind of set of post boxes where you outside of all of the buildings, and they're gathered like as a lump on one kind of, I know, on the wall of a shed, and all the mail gets delivered there. So actually it's I don't know, I think it's A, convenient, but also B, a bit weird that it's like not close to your apartment, but it's also just, it was quite novel. I think it's still quite novel to me. I think it's different depending on the location, yeah. Because in my case, yeah, we have like this kind of wall with all the post mail boxes, and usually the mail gets delivered there. In my case, it's the location, because I live a bit further from the center, which is still like 15 minutes by bike. But I have a great view over the forest, and I don't like the first building, the first residence building that I see is maybe 20. Okay, I'm very bad with distances. But okay, it's noticeably far, and I can see the building, but it's just a private cottage, and technically I think I've rarely seen somewhere in their yard, and the rest is just like some kind of common yard for my kind of block, and then it's just the forest, and it's just amazing. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's that, and also the other fact is maybe it's that, and the other thing that I wanted to say was the student housing system that I mentioned before, about kind of that you're not controlled, but it's specifically about the student housing. So
if you plan any restoration works on your furniture, make sure to do it outside before you take the furniture in. Also, as you explore the shops in a new country, make sure to double check every label. At home, everything is really obvious, and we tend to think that we know for sure what we are buying when we come to a new country. But here I ended up buying transparent polish instead of black paint, although I was 100% sure that I am buying what I need.
Many international students in the video mentioned picking up some stuff from the street. And although you should be very careful about doing that, here I am going for a clothes rail that looks like exactly what Rita wanted in her wish board.